Hi, and welcome to episode 27 of the Social Strategy Mum podcast and live show. I'm Caroline, super excited to be here with you today for a short, sharp episode. We're going to be talking about content. And obviously, when it comes to social media strategy, content is a huge piece of the puzzle. But this week, I have been having a lot of conversations with women that are feeling completely overwhelmed. And if you're watching this episode as it's being released or listening to it as it's being released, you'll be aware that the world is feeling like quite an overwhelming place right now. And for a lot of small business owners, there is a lot of uncertainty around the viability of their business, around what they should and shouldn't be doing in their business right now, and general uncertainty for everyone about what the future is going to look like and when it's going to look like that. All of this uncertainty has the effect of making people feel overwhelmed. And a lot of the business owners that I've spoken to over the last couple of weeks, they are feeling really, really overwhelmed. And one of the things that I have been talking through with them is about keeping your social media consistent, even despite everything that's going on, whether you are facing potential closure, pause of what you do, whether your business is taking off because people need you now more than ever. It doesn't matter where you sit in that spectrum. The most important thing you can do with your social media right now is to just keep it consistent. Dial it down if you need the time, if the overwhelm's too much. Dial it up if you feel like you're in the space for that. But keep it consistent. So when I talk to people about that consistency, there's that feeling of overwhelm and like, oh my goodness, I need to create all this content. I don't have time to create all this content. What do I even say in all this content that I am creating? And so I want to suggest to you today a different way to think about your content. And I want to give you these two options for your content. So we can have content that is creational, or we can have content that is documentational. And what I want to suggest to you now more than ever is that we take some time to create content that is documentational. Creating content from scratch requires inspiration. It requires us to have time. We feel like it needs to be new stuff. We feel like it needs to be different. We have all these feelings of what this content needs to be like. And we're basically there trying to force the inspiration to come forth. Creating content like that from scratch is amazing. But I want to suggest to you that there is another option for creating content. And this might be something that you're already doing bits of in your business without realizing that it's something different. But it might be something that you're not doing at all. And it might be something that actually makes your content creation easier in general, day to day, but particularly in the current climate. So let's talk about documentational content. What even is it? And then, what can we do with it and why would we do it? So documentational content is where you document the things that you are doing and use them as pieces of content. For example, I might take a photo of me on a client call or a video of me on a client call, of course, with their permission, and then share that across my social media channels and share a story about what happened on that call and what we've been talking about and a tip that might help other people who are wondering about this same particular thing. That is an example of documentational content. Another thing that I might do is take an image of me at my desk building my webinar slides and share about my upcoming webinar and the process I'm going through to create the slides. That is documentational content. I might also share an image or a short video of me and the girls and what we are getting up to, what we're doing to fill all the extra time that we have together at home. That is documentational content. As you're listening to that, I feel like for a lot of people, they're going to be like, oh yeah, actually, I'm kind of doing that. I do little bits of that. That's something that I do from time to time. What I want to encourage you to do is to do more of that, but I also want you to think about it strategically, because I wouldn't be social strategy mum if we weren't being a bit strategic about how we're doing this, and strategic about how we use our precious time and energy and inspiration resources, because we do not have boundless amounts of that at all, particularly when we are juggling all the things. So why would we use documentational content? Well, firstly, because it's literally showing people things that you're already doing. So you're not creating extra content, you are just creating content from what you're already doing. You are documenting what you are already doing. So it stands to reason that that type of content won't be as labor intensive, because you're literally already there. All you've got to do is take a photo or a video of it or write a little post about it. Okay. But on the back end, that content is super powerful. And the reason that it is powerful, let's talk about that. Okay. Firstly, it shows your audience who you are. Okay. It gives them an actual visual of who you are, of the person behind the business. It shows them what you do. You have the opportunity to bring them in and show them the way you work with your clients or the products that you're offering your customers. It gives them the opportunity to actually experience what it's like to be part of your business, which takes away that element of uncertainty and fear around whether they might want to work with you or whether they might want to buy from you if they're already feeling comfortable with who you are and what you do. The other thing that documentational content does is it shares with people your ways of thinking. And it gives people an insight into your values, into what is important to you, into the way that you speak to people and the way that you interact with people and the conversations that you're having with people. It gives them a much deeper insight into the way that you work and your business works. It gives them an insight into the way your head works and how that translates to the way that you serve people. Because every one of us in some way, shape or form is in business serving people. And so it gives you the opportunity to show people exactly how you do that and why you do that and what it looks like when you do that. Documentational content gives you the opportunity to share all those little pieces of the business, to build your brand and your expert status and your connection with people without spending hours staring at a blinking cursor trying to come up with something new and inspirational and amazing as your piece of content for that day or that week. So right now, when time is scarce, resources are scarce, there's lots of stuff going on, and there can be this perpetual state of overwhelm about all sorts of things that are going on, but particularly about our businesses. I want to encourage you to just stop right now, grab out a piece of paper and jot down a few ways that you could create documentational content. Think about the things that you are doing daily and weekly in your business that you could snap a photo of or take a little video of or write a quick post about and share with people what you are actually doing. Document bits of you and your life and your business and share them across your social media channels. Use them as an opportunity to really bring people into your business and get them familiar with you and your business and the way that you work, the way that you think, and what it's going to look like for them to be part of your business. This is a great way to make your content simpler and easier and less time consuming, but ultimately it's also strategic because it's building that know, like, and trust factor through your content. All right. I'm going to leave it there, but I want you to get brainstorming about what documentational content you can create for your business right now and get into it. People love to see the personal side. They love to connect with you and the business. And this is just a phenomenal way to do that without adding to your content overwhelm. All right. I'm going to leave it there. I would love you to head over onto Instagram. If you create a piece of documentational content, tag me in it so that I can see it. If you create a story, tag me in the story so I can reshare that story and we can get it out to more people. Let me know what you're thinking about documentational content for your business and the strategy that you're going to use to create that. I would absolutely love for you to hit me up on Instagram and let me know what has come to you as a result of this episode. All right, I'll leave it there. I will chat to you guys again next week. Until then, stay healthy and I'll talk to you then. Bye.